sharing enabled on my Mac. If I get around to doing the simulator.
Yeah.
I'll be right back.
Yeah.
Ay, ay, ay.
Okay, so yeah, I got one of Patrick's boards here somewhere. Can't have gone too far. There we are. Okay. It's set up for a simple handshake, or no handshake rather. Just so stick this in right there.
By the way, I'm kind of on a holding pattern on the FujiNet. I did trade emails back and forth a couple times with Tom Treholmes, and it turns out that nobody has built or nobody has put together a board yet for the RC2014, which is what I was going to start with, since I have a couple 2014 boards here.
Yeah.
I mean, a couple systems. I wanted to at least see what it looked like, but they're not available, or there's no boards out there. One guy is working on it, but he's been working on it for like 2 years. And what Tom suggested, they're looking at using an Raspberry Pi 2350 as an interface between the whatever computer you're hooked to and the ESP32. He's not getting rid of the ESP32 S3, whichever version he runs.
Yeah.
Rover, I think. So I'm not sure. Last time I talked to him, I got kind of the same thing that, please hold off. We're looking at putting a 2350 in to arbitrate between whatever computer and the ESP32. So I'm kind of not sure exactly what to do. I'm hoping that I can get some information back from the guy that did the 2014 and maybe build one of those up real quick on a prototype just to see how it works.
That's no bueno.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Walt, I saw some blinking lights there. What's happening?
Well, I'm not seeing anything on my.
Yeah, so if you look at your status lights, you can see the input light isn't even coming on, so it's not even trying to talk to the serial port. And now it's sitting at address what, 1FF doing who knows what.
Yeah. The middle of RAM somewhere.
That is really bizarre. Because all you did was add the 2SIO?
Well, yeah, one of Patrick's 2SIOs, R1 boards.
Mm-hmm.
Does that have ROM on it?
No.
No.
Did you re-enable the ROM on the other board?
No, the Flex RAM, I haven't changed anything on the Flex RAM. It's got RAM and ROM.
Do you have a ROM running is what I'm trying to figure out.
Yeah, on the Flex RAM board. The ROM is working. So all I did was pull out the JP board and put in the R1 board.
Okay.
Serial port.
Hey, Walt, do an examine at F800 again. And just make sure the first byte is at least right. I'm trying to get his ROM up again.
Okay, there's F800. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Should be a 3E.
That looks okay.
Yeah, we're not getting that So that FF00 is definitely on the FDC plus board.
And your R1 2SIO R1 is set for standard port numbers,
That's a 3E.
right?
Yeah.
Well, like I said, it would still run. We would get the input light.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. No, just,
I mean, you could tell when it's in a keyboard loop.
Yeah, it's set for address 10.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah, switch
Terminal
3. Yeah.
Yeah.
And, switch 7, line 3. So
And I'm pretty sure it's supposed to have the ribbon cable on the DCE side.
yeah,
Mhm.
DCE, and then mine. I have one next to that. Switch 1 and 2 are on. 3 is off. I don't think it's used.
Those
And
switches,
4 is on.
yeah, those
That's-
switches are for handshaking.
This
I'm
is
not
kind of what I
using-
wanted to get into for the front panel, because you don't even need to look at your 2SIO card. You don't need to look at
Yeah.
cables. You don't need to look at anything.
Okay.
It has nothing to do with that. If you do an examine and run again, you can just tell now by looking at the front panel, it is not running.
Yeah.
Like it's almost like it's in a wait.
Hit
What's
state,
the-
hit
what's the-
stop.
What's the green light?
It's the one to the left of the weight. I can't read it.
That must be run.
I don't know if you hit stop, does it go out?
It's interesting because it's not running.
No,
Just
it's
a
not.
second. Let me
It's run.
Okay.
It's run.
It's running,
stop.
but not doing anything.
Hit stop and see where your address, see what's going on.
Right.
okay,
It might be going so. It could be going so fast that we're not seeing the lights.
Jumping between two addresses.
Yeah, but we
Yeah,
should be up at F8 and we're down at
Yeah, down in RAM somewhere.
8,000 something.
okay, stop, reset, examine, run.
And each time it locks up at a different address. You notice that?
Yeah, now we're at F8,
F8, FF.
F8 7F.
Yeah, 7.
But it's like it's not running.
Right. But I mean, each time that it hangs in a different place.
Yeah.
Let's see. And what can stop?
It may sound dumb if you pull the serial card and just test it again to make sure.
Right. Let's do that.
And then at least we can focus that it's that card and how it's set up or something conflicting.
Yeah, make sure your front panel is still seated okay, I guess, after moving all this stuff around.
By the way, it sounds dumb, but the display panel in the back wouldn't conflict with the front panel, would it, in any way, shape, or form?
Good.
Only if it's providing like memwrite.
Right. Or
No, I don't.
or if it's pulling was it 70 or 20? Because the J panel, for example, by default pulls 70 and 20, pulls them, was it up or down? I can't remember which way, but anyway, down. And
I'm
that'll
not
interfere
sure.
with some of the older CPU boards.
Yeah, good idea, Walt. Why don't we yank that backboard to
Just trying to limit it down to
yeah.
simplest things.
But yeah, I know my bus probe, my Jade one has jumpers for 20, 70, and 53.
That board I think has it across the bottom as well. I believe I have to pull mine, but
Yeah.
I remember putting the jumpers there.
Yeah, I always think of like a bus probe being passive. It's not going to
Yeah.
do anything.
Again, it was just something an observation, so it might be.
Oh, wait.
completely wrong.
Oh, Walt, flip those switches again. The address switches.
Well, right now it's the whole computer's acting a little weird.
Yeah. But it seemed like when you flip the switches down, your data lights turned off. That's what I was looking at.
See, I stop,
Yeah.
reset. I'm at address 0.
Yeah. Flip up address like 15.
But I can't. It won't even.
No, just flip the switch.
I'm flipping.
No, the
examine
address 15
next.
switch.
I'm flipping examine next and nothing.
I know, Walt. I'm asking just to flip up the A15 switch. I thought I saw something. Wait,
Light did come on. That
yeah,
light
one,
came
two,
on.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, your address bus is now flip A14, and your other data light will come on. It's not just that's what I was trying to look at. Hey,
The board's in
yeah,
backwards. No, I'm
so your
kidding.
front panel has told the CPU card to disable its data buses. So I would, because that's how the front panel deposits
Mhm.
addresses into the CPU card.
Dumb question. You don't have the 16-pin cable plugged in backwards, do you? From the front panel to the CPU board?
I don't think so. I can flip it and see.
What does it carry over? It just carries the data bits, right?
It carries the jump. It carries the jam data bits.
Right.
The jump on, or yeah, the jamming.
I just want to make sure it's not carrying anything that if you reverse it could fry something.
No.
Now, yeah, well, I remember you mentioning that the way you cabled up, you doubled up lines on your connector or something. It was something we were talking about.
The IMSAI connectors on the IMSAI front panels, all the pins are jumpered top and bottom on those 16-pin dip split
Okay.
sockets.
Yeah, that's normal.
Okay, that's good. Okay, I just wanted to make sure.
I just rotated this 180 degrees.
Not the board, right?
No, the board fits in 182. Wow. Okay, stop. Reset.
Doing the same thing.
Yeah.
Well, now his address lights are on when it. Yeah,
Doing the same thing.
Same thing.
the front panel think it's doing a direct deposit onto the bus, either for for an FF.
Mm-hmm. Oh, like it's doing. Wait.
Put that.
Like it's either doing programmed output or something weird.
Before you do anything else, Walt, put the cable back.
No, I'm putting the cable back the way it was. Because that's the way this cable's always worked.
Yeah.
Should I try the Krememco ZPU?
I've always trusted Krememco ZPUs much more than TDL ZPUs.
Well, I could put this Krememco in instead of this one. Is that a yes or a no?
I would say yes, but
all right, I got the Krememco.
By the way, if you look down in all your card slots, you don't have any bent connectors, do you? It happened to me once.
Say that again.
One of the contacts in one of my card edge connectors bent over the one on the other side, and that caused all sorts of weird things to happen. Plus 3 hours to unsolder a freaking S100 connector.
Just 3 hours.
I had a question about the Krememco. Because I actually had one, and when it was in my 9 slot board, the reset button didn't seem to work properly with it in there. Though when I put it back into a Krememco on a Blitz bus and hit the reset there, it worked perfectly, or it seemed to work. Is there something funky about the Krememco on that board?
There's something funky about the 9-slot board. The pull up, pull down, pull up, pull down. Can't remember. Anyway, resistor is not the right value, and because I swapped mine out for something else, and it works a lot better.
Yeah, that's a known problem with the 9-slot. The pull up.
Yeah,
I just shorted the resistor out because it's not really needed.
I put a different a smaller resistor in there based on something on another card I had. And it worked fine, you know?
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. So I'll have to do a little research and just find whether you're thinking shorting it out is a safe thing since it's just a reset, or just a smaller resistor. What would be
I think I put a smaller resistor in mine. I can't remember exactly what it was now, but
is there a way just to share an image? Well, I guess yeah.
Now here though,
Yeah, I see it, Terry.
Oh, new
that's
lights.
the interrupt light came on while I was doing the next.
Wow.
Okay, so I'll go examine.
That's
Oh,
interesting.
right. That's a 3E.
That looks more or less as it should.
Yeah, now hit run.
But then why does interrupt come on while I'm doing examines?
Because I guess I don't know if Altmon generates an interrupt or not. I think that's the interrupt enable. Yeah, that looks good. Now your input light's glowing.
What do you
Yeah.
got in the terminal?
Well, that looks normal. Let's see. But I still don't have anything on my.
Well, your 2SIO is
Console.
not plugged in.
Oh, right, yeah. Sitting
You
on
mean
top.
the board's sitting on top?
Yeah. Well, the electron should be able to jump
A
that
shorter
far.
extender card.
Yeah.
I don't know if you could see it, but I have a wire
Yeah.
shorting across that resistor.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
So I'm
And you haven't had any problems, so maybe that's what I'll do, because yeah, it's been an annoyance to me.
Gotcha.
yeah. There's
So-
no reason for that resistor.
One little
Okay.
tweak to that board, if you're interested, is if instead of connecting an external reset button to the 2-pin connector, if you jumper the 2-pin jumper on the top there,
Yeah.
and put a center off 3-position switch on the 3-pin connector, you can get reset and slave reset.
Yeah, external clear.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
My micro engine I have set up that way, so I can do reset and slave reset. Even though I have no slaves in there, I thought it was just I can do it this way instead.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So okay, that makes sense.
Okay.
Well, I still don't
Now
have a
that
prompt
doesn't look
on the
right.
console.
Oh yeah, it's not running.
That's not running again. Yeah. Jeez.
That's like the same problem. 3E.
So you did say this was an untested bus, correct?
Right.
It's an
Okay.
untested. Yeah.
You may have a
Yeah.
problem on the bus. Have you tried moving the cards into different slots?
Well, I can do that.
Because you may have a bad slot.
I would put them as close to the front panel as you can.
Well,
Well-
that's what I have because I got
Oh.
a fan. I have 2 fans blowing across, this way through the box.
Yeah,
It
maybe
blows right across all the cards.
put the 2SIO in a different slot so we're only moving one thing at a time.
I'll move it to
Yeah.
back slot. Go on the back
Yeah.
slot.
Yeah, don't change too much.
Same thing.
Thing.
Okay, so next would be move the flex RAM board.
It seems to be okay. It seems like if we add another board.
Oh, do you think the power supply, obviously, I mean, you haven't got a small power supply in there or something, have you, for the 8-volt line?
Well,
Yeah.
it's got 3 mean wells in there.
Right. What's the rating for the 8-volt?
The rating?
Yeah, the current rating.
Oh, I don't know what are the ratings. Are a lot of amps on these mean wells. I don't know what they are, but
Yeah, I think I run like a 10 amp, something like that for mine, and it's fine.
yeah, and the 15-volt ones actually have the larger ones, which are about 2 or 3 times more amps than the little tiny ones. I happened to buy them they were cheaper one day, so I bought them, figuring the extra amps shouldn't matter.
Man, what could cause this?
Well, that's the thing. There's not like a lot of circuit boards in here, so
Right.
that's looking a
And
little.
well, now it's behaving differently. Now it's out in the weeds somewhere, like it can't talk to RAM.
Actually, it looks like it's doing some kind of a address test.
Yeah.
But that's
I think it's just running through random.
Random memory. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just pre-running.
I would check the motherboard, make sure you don't have any shorts or opens.
Shorts or opens. Make sure all the pins are soldered on all the connectors. Make sure none of the connectors themselves down inside, this is the one I had to take out. Down inside here, I have one that had got caught by a card wrong and bent across and was touching the other side.
Yeah, these are brand new, so
So was it at one point.
cards haven't. I mean, you've seen most of my card swapping right now.
Right.
Yeah.
But
what about the IEEE jumpers on the board? I know I added those for mine.
I don't have anything populated on that backplane other than the LEDs and the resistor for the LEDs and little jumper wires for the fuses.
Okay, so I don't know if that makes a difference on the
it can,
IEEE.
yes, it can.
That's all I have in mind. I've been running it that way for years.
It depends what
Okay.
CPU you're running. It depends what CPU you're running. If it's a true IEEE compliant CPU, then 70, 50, 3, and 20 need to be pulled to ground. If it's an older, like an Altair CPU, they need to be open because it uses those lines for different things. But if you've got a newer CPU card and those lines aren't pulled low, weird things may happen.
Well, this is an old original
card.
Cromemco ZPU board. I mean, it's an original. It's not a reproduction or anything.
Right, no. But right around the time that the Altair and the IMSAI were coming out and the IEEE bus was being finalized, right in that late 70s period, you had CPU cards that would run on an Altair bus and CPU cards that would run on an S100 bus.
Right.
Yeah, I've run this exact card in my Altair.
Okay. I've run the Cromemco. I've run 4 different Cromemco ZPUs, and they all work with 20, 70, and 53 open.
Okay,
good. Okay.
Just checking because I've had that problem with my micro engine won't run if they're not shorted.
I've also had my favorite CPU board, the Solid State Music CB2, and it runs with all 3 of them open.
Okay, well, I think what I'd like to do is pull the 2SIO out and see if it runs again.
Yep.
See if we can get it down to like it's having cards in these other slots.
Yeah, and I'm sorry, I'm going to have to go to dinner.
Okie doke.
Enjoy.
Take care, Terry.
See y'all later.
Later on, bud.
Okay, right now, the first 3 slots are mini front panel, TDL, the Cromemco ZPU, and the Flex RAM.
Did you just move the Flex RAM?
Yeah.
Well, see, now you just changed 2 things.
That's where it was before when it was all running.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm going back to the original setup.
Guys, I'm going to drop off now myself.
All right.
Take
10
care.
o'clock at night here. It's my bedtime.
Take care, Paul.
Okay.
Thanks for
that's running.
Be very interesting. I wish I could offer anything at all.
No, it's all good, buddy.
I'll catch up with you later.
This looks.
I'll speak to you, Patrick, soon.
Take care, Paul.
Thank you.
Yeah, that does look pretty much.
Yeah, that looks good.
Yeah.
So
it doesn't matter what card he's putting in, either the JP one or the R1.
That's why I was asking about the power supply, whether the 8-volt line has got some kind of current limiter cutting in, and the voltage is dropping and causing.
I guess does he have a multimeter?
Multimeter.
Well, the boards he has in there, I think.
The serial boards draw more because serial.
That's why I wish that bus display board had little LED, the LED text displays to tell you the voltage on the bus, not just a little LED saying it's on or off.
Right.
Yeah.
But I mean, what like I say, one possibility is that probably the 8-volt line is getting pulled down because there's some kind of current limiting going on in your power supply. Because those switching supplies, if you overload them just a tiny bit, the voltage just drops.
Okay, which pin do I have to touch to get 8 volts?
I have well, on the bus,
On the bus
basically
pin, yeah,
1 and 50.
yeah, 1 and 50.
Just
Pin
be
one?
careful, Walt.
And 50, yeah, being back
Oh
to
no,
by
pin
AC
50 is the voltage, right?
Right. Well, yeah, but no, but one is yeah,
Hey,
one
well,
is
well, get it off the bus. Just put one that's ground at one end and it's +8 at the other.
right.
Well, I
Yeah,
could
don't
go right on the power supply.
I know, Walt, but we want to check your bus.
Right. So I got
So the far end of the connect of your bus is ground and the other far end is +8.
And it's
Okay,
actually
well,
both connectors
Yeah,
are
both
ground and
connectors.
plus
You
6,
can
so it's
just-
safe to put it
oh
right
wait,
in.
I can go on
But just on the very ends. Don't slide in because then they start switching values. I believe the -16 and some
Yes,
other stuff for next. So
yeah, the positive
I got
and
a better
negative 15
idea. I'll go on the
together, which is always
connector.
fun.
won't I tell you why? I know that.
Oh,
I can do that too.
you know what? My +8. Oh wait, that's on ohms. That's why.
Got them doing too many things. Yeah.
That's a good way to fry your multimeter.
I'm checking voltages. Okay, I got 7.99 volts there.
Right. Now, if you put another card in, does it stay and then check it afterwards? Is it still 7.99?
Yeah. Okay.
That's why I was wondering whether just the extra load was giving you a power supply problem. And if it drops to like hell 6 volts, it's probably enough to cause weirdness.
Okay, now.
So now doesn't the serial cards, and that's the two that we've been having issues with,
Oh, no.
don't they use 12 volts and stuff? I thought that was common.
do,
Or
but
they use
they
a more
only-
higher voltage. Go ahead.
Right,
So-
but the plus or
I'm at
minus 16.
7.97.
Right, you're fine. You're fine.
Okay.
The plus or minus 16 is just used to generate the 12-volt signals for RS-232.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
not used to run any of the logic on the board. It's just the output from the serial
Okay.
drivers, which
Okay.
is
Thank
usually
you.
done through what, level shifters, I think. I think that's how your board works, right, Patrick?
Yeah, the 1488 and 1489s.
Level shifters, yeah.
Okay,
All right,
so
well, let's see what it does.
so the voltage stayed this okay.
Yeah.
Right, that's just, yeah.
Wow, it just blows up. That is bizarre.
So Walt, the system you have underneath it, that's a I keep saying motherboard. Sorry, that's a backplane you've tested before. Have you taken
No,
this
no,
set of
no,
cards?
that's another new backplane.
Okay. So I was almost hoping you could take this set of cards and plug it into. Again, I had the same problem. I had an old backplane. I kept working. Nothing was working. I built another backplane, and all of a sudden everything started working perfectly. And I've yet to figure out what's wrong with that first backplane. I've looked at it, and like you said, well, I've been working on trying some sort of test or some way I can walk through the connectors and stuff to make it easier for myself. But
There's no easy way to do it, but there's a very simple, time-consuming way to do it, which is basically pin by pin. I kid you not. Check for short on one connector, and then go from one connector to each of the other connectors on the same pin. Check continuity.
Yeah.
It's worth doing if you're having problems, because that's the only way you'll find it.
Yeah, I'd love to get that other board working. It would save me, so. Save me
Yeah,
time.
this is the very first backplane I built. And I don't think I've ever even used it on anything.
Can't put that one in.
Well, I was going to say is I can swap these out for another Zoom next week.
Yeah,
Because I have to unbolt everything from the computer to get the backplane out. The backplane is actually bolted to the bottom of the computer box.
Oh yeah.
It might be a good place to continue.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
I was thinking of ordering a couple of backplanes from Todd.
Yeah.
And because I do have 3 edge connectors sitting in a drawer here. So
Yeah.
at least that would be enough to test the computer again and make sure the backplane is working this as well as this one is with 3 boards.
I mean, if you want to test the different backplane, you don't have to unbolt the other one. You can literally just take your power supply connector and plug it in to the external board on the bench.
Yeah, but I can't get the mini front panel out until I unbolt the backplane and
There's a
then
mini front.
slide
Oh,
it.
that's right. Your mini front panel plugs into the bus, doesn't it?
Right,
Sorry.
yeah, and so I have to slide it out to get the switches through the holes.
Oof. Okay. Yeah, that's
It's
A little bit of work. A little bit of work.
well, it's
little bit of work.
designed to be get it built and working and then leave it alone, you know.
Right.
Yeah. So maybe actually when you do take it out next time, just leave the mini front panel disc. Don't put your wooden board in the front
Yeah.
if possible. So this way you can
Move
move things
things
around
around.
for yourself till you know it's working. Then you can button it up really nice.
Well, no, the
So-
wood panel is glued in place.
Oh, okay.
So I have
yeah.
to just unbolt the back plane
Oh.
from the bottom of the computer,
and slide
slide
it.
it all back. Yeah.
Holy
Gotcha.
cow.
Okay.
But there's not enough space to stick my
Yeah.
hands down inside and start flipping switches.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to figure out what could cause what we're seeing.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Oh.
Hey, Walt, do you have an extender board?
Yeah.
I'm just curious. Plug in an extender board.
Oh, with nothing else, just the
With
board
nothing
itself.
else. Just plug in an extender board.
And see if that.
I don't know. It's flexing the mother. Who knows?
I think there's
So I'll
something wrong with the
I'll pull
motherboard at this point. But
pull the
I
serial
could tell
board
you.
out again.
That's a good point. Well, Walter, you put supports underneath all your parts of your board, or maybe when you're putting them in, is it flexing it somehow? I know.
Oh, no,
I don't know.
This back plane is not flexing.
Okay, just figured I'd ask.
It can't flex. Not without
Okay.
It's so.
with all
I'm
those
just trying to
edge
think.
connectors soldered in. There's no way you can flex these things.
Oh, that's an interesting riser. The board's horizontal. The connector's horizontal, isn't it?
Well,
Or
it's
am I
got
looking at it wrong?
vertical and horizontal.
Oh wow, not seen one of those before.
I like that.
All right, that's in. Stop, reset, examine. I'll go run.
Happy as can be.
Yep.
I guess
So
what other kind of cards can you have that we can shove in there?
wait a minute, wait a minute. What
Yeah.
signals does the serial board put on the bus that the CPU and memory board wouldn't, or the front panel wouldn't?
That's kind of where we were getting at.
What signals are because the serial board's a fairly simple board.
It is. It's really. I mean, it's gonna put data on the bus. It's gonna
Right.
put something on the data in bus. It's gonna read the data out bus. It's going to.
But of the handshaking signals, does it have any that the CPU wouldn't drive, but it would drive?
No. Well,
Okay.
maybe. I'm bringing up the schematic.
I'm just trying to think of what it's introducing. The fact that 2 different serial boards do similar things makes me wonder if something in the because we're talking about I/O as opposed to memory reads. So I/O reads and writes, which use God, I can't remember the pin the signal for that, but yeah.
I've got a few other different kinds of serial boards.
The only thing I think the only thing it should put on the bus. Hey, on the 2SIO board wall, did you have any of the vector interrupts switches turned on? Just out of
That's
curiosity.
those bottom lifts.
Yeah, are those all off?
Those are all off.
And what
Okay.
about the 2 on the address bus switches?
The address switch is just set for the one thing at what is it? A2, 3, 4. A4 is turned on.
But the P0 and the P1 are off.
Oh, P0 and P1, port 0 and port 1 are set for 9600 baud.
No, I'm sorry.
Okay.
On the bottom where there's two interrupt enable switches below where you set the
Okay,
IO.
those are all off.
Those are all off. Okay, just checking.
The center switch, that's set to the right IO. Well, it's with the IO address and then the serial ports on and off, right?
The what?
So the central switch on the bottom, the IO address
Well,
interrupt
that's
enable.
set for address 10.
And the interrupt enables are off at the bottom?
Yeah, the very bottom. I think it's 7 and 8 he's talking
Yeah.
about.
Oh yeah, everything else is off on that switch.
I
Just
think the only thing that the SIO board would put on the bus is interrupt.
Yeah. Yeah. But if the interrupt vectors are all disabled, that should take it away from the vector, just not the NM or the multiple interrupt.
Mm-hmm.
So, but if both serial ports were generating an interrupt, that would be kind of odd if both were doing it and that was causing a problem.
Yeah, that would be. And I'm pretty sure I checked that. It shouldn't do that unless the board's broke.
Right. And your board is simpler than the JP board.
That's why I made it.
just
That's
putting one.
That's why I like it. It
Right.
works well for me.
yeah,
Just-
simpler than an original MITS 2SIO2.
I mean, I love what the JP board does, but getting it set right took me forever.
Yeah.
And all the things, I'd end up turning most of those extra functions off in the end.
Well, you
Yeah,
know,
that's what I just don't understand what can cause what we're seeing.
No, me neither.
But it almost seems like, like clocks going away or P-Syncs going away. I mean,
Right. Something's going away, that's for sure.
almost like the clock is going away.
I'm leaning more and more towards there's something weird on that backplane. I hate to say it, Walt. but
Yeah, me too.
starting to think your backplane might be, if you want to test it, well, no, because you can't get the front panel out.
right.
So you
Well, that's
can't
what I say is I can put this other backplane in and do it next Sunday.
So what I would do before you put your other backplane has termination on it, right? The one you showed us.
It's fully loaded, I think.
So some older CPU boards don't like termination, apparently.
Yeah, well, I think I might have had this put in when I was building my Altair 8800C,
Right.
the first one, and things weren't working, and I think that's when people told me, don't put anything on there except for your power LEDs, the resistors, the jumpers for the fuses,
Right.
and the IO, the power connector. They said leave everything else off of the thing.
Yeah.
And so that's what I did with other backplanes.
Right. Likewise.
Yeah. So based on what we're seeing, by adding the serial cards when we're having a problem, I'm thinking the FDC Plus is not having a problem then?
It may not
be because when we add that, so then the dumb thing is the FDC Plus does have a serial connection. Can that be used as a console? Literally just pull everything out and put that in. No. Okay.
Can it?
No,
it only talk to you only use it to program the PROM on it.
You flip the monitor button on. Okay. I forgot you hit the turn the monitor.
You can't access the serial port from the bus.
Okay. Again, I was just trying to think of another way of adding in not adding a card, but adding the feature that we need.
Right.
So you can actually maybe kind of look at some other stuff.
Yeah, but I mean, shoot, Walt, plug in a Dazzler, plug in anything.
Yeah.
I'm curious if it's IO related.
Yeah. That's easy enough to do. Try I got all kinds of boards here. Let's see. The Dazzler 2, does that sound good?
Sure.
Okay. There goes the Dazzler 2. Power on. Stop. Reset. Examine. Run. Looks pretty normal.
Few minutes.
It does.
And the lights on the Dazzler 2 came on, which is normal.
It's running.
There, and I've not used the mini front panel. Does it have any? It has an IO, a programmed output. Is that addressable, or is that fixed? The port that it sits on,
I believe it's fixed.
because that was, yeah. I don't know. I've never put one of those boards together, so it's fixed. It's probably what at FF or wherever it is that the IMSAIs do it, or it was the IMSAIs that did that initially, right? Yeah. Okay.
You want me to try like a Dajin serial board?
Sure.
Can't hurt.
Is it known working, unknown? You know, do you
I have no idea.
gotcha? Okay.
I
Well, you
got
just
it.
want to so then you see if how the computer, how the system
Yeah.
acts with it. I guess is what it is.
I got it for next to nothing from a guy on eBay.
Have you checked to make sure it's not gonna like pop fuses or do anything weird to you? I mean, have you checked it out at least that way?
I haven't checked anything on it.
Okay.
It's just so we'll see if the
yeah.
tent explodes.
Back up. Yeah.
And now it's bust.
No, that's not working.
And now it's getting FF from.
But the tent didn't even smoke.
So it's like any serial card that goes in there causes it to fail.
Well, it is kind of interesting that I believe the only thing we have that have anything connected to the plus 16 and minus 16 is the serial
That's a good
ports.
point. That's a good point. Yeah. So, so you think there might be some?
You could try to
But wait a
meter
minute.
though.
But if there's plus,
I'm just wondering, just having a card plugged in where it's drawing now on
no, I hear you.
that is because I don't think
What
any
if
of the
the
other
plus
boards
and
use
minus
that.
6? What if the plus and minus 16 were backwards?
I don't know what that would do.
Me
Wouldn't
neither.
that start blowing things up?
No. Well, it could
Not.
potentially. I don't think so, because I mean, potentially it could damage, I suppose, the level shifters.
But would it impact the 5? I'm just wondering what it.
Well,
something just happened on the bus now where I don't know.
where I was going with that is
Okay.
if you put the wrong voltage, the plus where it should be minus or the minus where it should be plus onto
Plus
the
15
level shifters, could it
on
cause
the
something
back
weird to
plane, it
happen?
says plus 15, and the voltage says plus 15. Or it
Okay.
says minus 15. It says minus 15
Okay,
volts.
that's good. That's good. That's
good.
We're running out of ideas at this point, I'll tell you.
No,
Great,
good suggestions.
But it is kind of interesting that it's
Oh,
the two serial
things
ports.
like that scare me, so I'm pretty good at making sure I get the plus and minus.
no,
Yeah.
absolutely, absolutely. I'm just damn. Oh. God, I think last time I was fighting someone like this, I ended up breaking out the logic analyzer and.
Well, that's kind of what I was talking to Walt earlier. Saying this is probably reaching the point where we're going to need a logic analyzer and kind of just when the CPU gets in that state to try to figure out what the heck.
Yeah, that's for people with money.
Oh no, there's a really cheap. What's it? LA 1010 or whatever, something.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That's
the
nice.
16-channel logic analyzer that's almost. I mean, it's so cheap on Amazon, it's almost free. Well, it's $50 or something. But anyway,
yeah.
For the speeds we're operating, it's more than enough. and it's 16 channels, so you can look at.
Yeah, I think I saw some YouTube videos and stuff on it, and I think there's even some open. Is that the one with the open? I mean, I'm mixing up with open source
No,
software. No, okay,
no,
probably not.
but it works pretty well. I've used it. I used it to troubleshoot a DMA handoff issue with what's his name, John's Z80 CPU board that doesn't do DMA properly. It turns out.
Yeah, that's $80.
Oh, well,
Oh,
sorry.
yeah, but think of it this way: a real logic analyzer is more like $8,000. So
Oh,
$80
yeah.
is a bargain.
Well, you don't have like a Altair 8080 CPU handy, do you?
Interesting.
Yeah, but I don't have a cable to go from the mini front panel to the.
So if you don't have the cable, we just wouldn't see the data.
Well, we can't examine F800
Right,
to
you
get
can't
it running because
examine, so we can't examine because you can't see the data bus.
he doesn't have power on jump.
Right.
And I don't have enough of those little jumper cables with pinchers on the end either.
Right. Okay.
I'll send you an adapter.
That's I think the best thing right now would be wait until I get a couple. Todd's pretty quick with shipping stuff out, so if I order a couple of backplanes from him, it only take me about 15 minutes to solder on 3 edge connectors.
Oh, you need 4.
Yeah, I need 4.
Yeah, I only have 3 right now.
Because you need front panel, CPU, serial, and RAM-ROM.
Right. So right now it'd be like we have here: front panel, RAM, and CPU.
And take more and then take more than 15 minutes to do it, please, because do it real slow, you know.
I solder fast. That way
I know, just
you don't burn up the pads if you solder fast.
That's true.
Yeah.
No, I gotta get
maybe try that other motherboard you got.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The termination probably won't hurt.
Someone's got to figure out how to do a rig like on one of those little bake ovens or whatever, you know, that they do SMT soldering with. They got to figure out a way to put an old backplane on there, upside down, heat it up, and let all the edge connectors drop out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
I see. To take it. Yeah, I mean, taking one out when I had to replace one, it took me forever. And the old, as you can see, the old connector doesn't have any actual connect any. No,
right.
Yeah, I kept it just for fun, but yeah, the way I ended up doing it was literally grabbing each pin with a pair of pliers and pulling on it while I desoldered it one at a time, because there was no way I could get 100 connections to desolder.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. John Monahan, he's got 2 or 3 12-slot backplanes that he wants to get the edge connectors off.
Well,
he's got a few bad edge connectors, but the rest are all good.
And his wife probably won't let him put it in the oven in the kitchen.
Yeah, if I thought I could put it in my kitchen oven.
I don't think you get it hot enough. You need to get up to what solder melt at? About 320 centigrade. So that's God,
680 or 6 something. Yeah, and 6 something.
Right. Yeah, you'd have to get your oven up to about 700 degrees.
Oh, okay, yeah. So that would have to go into that little thing in the bottom.
Yeah, I'm not sure all that smoke coming out of that solder would be any good in your oven either.
Right down in the broiler.
Yeah, put it under the broiler. I don't think you want to cook food in that oven afterwards.
Yeah.
No, but it would be nice if someone could figure out a way to, get one of those little portable ovens hot enough to just.
Oh, it sounds awful dangerous. I think I'd rather design a soldering iron with an 8-inch long strip of copper on the bottom, so I can heat all the pins at once.
There.
Yeah, and it's gotta be able to clamp pins on both sides at the same time.
Right. You need to better hit all 100 pins at once.
Yeah. Heat it all up.
You might be able to do that with a hot air that they
Yeah,
use
hot
for
air gun. Yeah.
the hot air gun like they use for surface mount. You might have better luck with that because you can heat a larger area. But put your gloves on while you're doing it.
Yeah. Well, the other way would be on top of the stove and be able to just, if you get the right temperature where you're not burning up the board or anything, so you can just grab each edge connector and lift it off one at a time real quick.
So you're going to take a frying pan and put a couple ounces of solder in it so that you can got some liquid solder you can dip in.
You can do
Oh,
it.
yeah.
You can do what I did and just take a piece of electrical tape and cover over that slot so you don't use it. You make
Well,
sure
no,
that
no,
nothing's touching. Make sure nothing's touching.
Yeah, but we're trying to recover the edge connectors. So
My guy is
Okay.
telling me that it's cheaper, safer, and faster to just buy new ones.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I've been trying to buy some on TME, but they're I can get stuff into the shopping cart, but I can't finish the buy. So there's something wrong with their website.
Oh,
It was actually down for a few hours yesterday, and it's back up this morning, but I still can't buy anything because they have reasonable price on edge connectors. I got 10 edge connectors in my shopping cart there, and I sent them emails. I was thinking I should call them tonight, and
right.
it'll be tomorrow in Poland, and because I figure if I get 10 edge connectors, that gives me 13 edge connectors, and I could just do every other slot.
Right.
Do the first 2 slots, and 3, 4, 5. Yeah.
Or
Let
even
me do-
every other slot. Yeah, just do 5 every other
Yeah,
slot.
actually do the first 3 slots because those are the newer boards that don't heat up so much. Then skip a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that gives me six slots on each back plane, which is more than enough for. That's why I want to have 3 or 4 different computers so I can get one set up one way and not screw with it anymore. And if I want to do something different, I just have another computer set up the other way.
So by the way, Patrick, thanks for setting up. We're trying to do the presentation. We'll get to it maybe next week or something. I did want to see the simulator thing. This was definitely interesting. I like this. So
Yeah, I like I mean, we accomplished more in an hour doing this live than a week, at the event.
yeah. I agree with you. I think there's value in this kind of stuff. So and again, just sitting back, I'm learning, and you make a suggestion, kind of thing. You see if it's reasonable to try and that kind of stuff. So
Yeah. Thanks for setting this up, Walt.
yeah.
One thing you might try, Walt, before if you're going to swap out the backplanes, is before you put the replacement backplane in, test it out of the chassis with all the cards, because you'll have all the cards in front of you then.
Right. Yeah, I was thinking I could probably just put a board across the top of the box, and I might be able to set up the backplane. I think my power cable from the power supplies is long enough to do that.
You could probably take one of your scrap pieces of wood and put it on top of the backplane that's mounted, and just place your board on top of that. This way, it's all on the same level.
No, I got to get the switches up high enough where I can reach them.
Right.
So
I
forgot about that. Top of the box.
Right.
I forgot about the front panel. Yeah.
Definitely run the same kind of test we've been doing today before you bolt it all back together again.
Yeah.
Say that again.
I said run all the same tests we've done today with different cards to see what's happening before you bolt everything back together again.
Oh yeah. Well, that's it. Is get it working on top. Then I know if I bolt it in, it's going to work. Because the only change is wood.
Right.
Yeah. I gotcha.
Yeah.
Do you have another another front panel for the system below it that you were talking about? You said you had a second system that you were working on.
Altair. That's an Altair.
Oh,
okay. So that Altair underneath, you could literally take the cards, everything but the front panel, and move the cards down to that backplane. I know it's unknown, but you can kind of at least see how they act. And that's an Altair front panel.
Well,
So.
but then I'm working with the Altair front panel instead of the mini front panel.
Yeah, I'm just trying to test to make sure it's not a combination of cards or if it's the front
Yeah, but
panel
that's
that's
an
having an issue.
untested backplane down there too.
Oh, okay.
Untested until you put the cards in and it works.
Right. Yeah.
Again, well, just suggestion, whatever. I mean, I kind of see where you're going, where you are, but
Well, see, those two backplanes are from JLC PCB.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So they're a little bit thinner than ones from Todd.
Yeah.
I mean, I like the ones from Todd, but like people were a couple of years ago on the S100 group, people were talking about their cards are flexing in that. And I was holding the thing up and I'm going like, man, I could sledgehammer this thing and it won't flex.
Yeah.
Well, once you got a half dozen or so card edge connectors in, that board ain't flexing along that axis anyway.
Yeah.
And that's the same with the JLC PCBs.
Right.
They don't flex. I mean,
and if you get flex the other way, that's kind of meaningless.
Right, yeah, because the worst you're going to do is disable a couple of card edge.
Right.
If you break
Even
the
then, you're not going to flex that much. Yeah. Oh well. Oh well.
This is really bizarre.
Well, okay, so I guess we'll fold up this demo.
No, this was good.
Yeah. No, well, the thing is, it's a good learning experience.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I'm getting a lot out of these. So.
Yeah.
Visit it next week. Same bat time, same bat channel.
Well, actually, I'm thinking that maybe if I get the new backplanes before next week, and I can get a couple more edge connectors, then we could do it next week. But maybe, since this board is totally populated, this backplane I have, I don't know if I should rip off all those parts or.
I would say no. I would once you've got that backplane out of the case, and I know it takes time, but I would look for solder bridges, missed pins.
Oh, I have high resolution scans, top and bottom of that board.
Okay.
And there's definitely the only thing you can see is the little bit of the rosin on the board. Yeah, there's no shorts or anything like that.
Yeah. Okay.